Hey, Carnivore Hunters, it's Rick. I was reading the news tonight and I caught a headline about, due to the Maha movement, about a new app that's becoming very popular. It's called Yuka. I had never heard of it before. And so I went ahead and I downloaded this app, and it's awesome, especially for maybe not so much for carnivore, because carnivore is going to eat only meat and animal-based products. Unless you're somebody like me, who, if you're on the go, I will stop and I will buy a beef stick or something along those lines to, supplement for lunch or something. So I'm going to share my screen here because I did a video with Laura Russell not too long ago, and I was telling her about some of my vices as a carnivore. And by the way, if you're watching this on your phone, it might be a little bit hard to see. So if you really want to see the content in this video, it might be better to watch it on your laptop or your TV. So again, that app is called Yuka, and the icon for it is this little carrot. So if you open this app up, you can see I've pre-scanned a couple of my old vices in here. And so what this is going to do, it's going to save you from reading a whole bunch of labels to find out if it's a product worth buying or not. And two of my vices used to be Funyuns and Monsters. And you can see Funyuns is bad, and Monster is poor, which we all know that, right? But what's cool about this, if you click on the Funyuns, it's going to tell you it's got 3 risky additives, and then sodium. It's got 280 milligrams for whatever the serving is. Per serving, yep. And then calories, a little bit too caloric. So what I want to show you here, though, is the scoring method, because you have to believe the science for this to be an effective tool, right? And we all know here's where they're getting their scoring data from. So FDA, the European Food and Safety Authority, who I trust more than our own FDA, International Agency for Research on Cancer, never heard of them. So I guess I don't really have an opinion. I'm skeptical, I guess. And then independent studies, recognized scientific studies. So if you go up here, the score is based on a nutrition value, and the criterion represents 60% of the rating of these foods. The presence of additives, they're going to label these foods as high risk, moderate, limited risk, or risk-free, if you believe the science, like the Food and Drug Administration, right? However, we do know there are bad things in our food, and that's what RFK is trying to eliminate. So let's just use these Funyuns as an example. It's got 3 risky additives. So if you pull this up, so the first really cool thing about this is you can call out the brand, right? So if you click on here, 437 people have already called out this brand. So what they're talking about is you can comment on Instagram, post on X, or send a pre-written, well, they're all pre-written, so they've got canned responses that you can send to the manufacturer of the food and say, hey, you've got, let's close this. Because if you click on here, you can tell them, hey, you got monosodium glutamate, which is a high risk flavor enhancer. You need to remove that from your product. Sodium, so it's telling you too much sodium. As a carnivore, we know there's really no such thing as too much sodium, I think. I'm still on the fence with that one. But then what else is cool is if you go to this tab here that says Rex, it will give you an alternative. And you can see here it says good. So Moonion's Lesser Evil. I guess Lesser Evil is the brand because Frito-Lay makes the Funyuns. And here for Monster, Ultra Zero. And that was one of my vices for a long time because it had no sugar. Actually, let's just look at this one. It's got 9 additives, 3 high-risk additives. So if we click on this one, it's got benzoic acid. I can't even pronounce this one. Acesulfame K and sucralose. So those are all high risk. And if you click on, say, sucralose, it goes into detail about this could be associated with an increase in risk of developing cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, which I used to have, chronic inflammation in the digestive tract, and other metabolic disorders. Additionally, high consumption of sweeteners would be associated with an increased risk of cancer. Finally, sweeteners are believed to have no positive effect on weight. That's we know that's not true. So again, you got to believe. Oh, look, here's it says scientific resources. So apparently you can go and look all this stuff up. I'm just seeing that, and I played with this app for a while. And so they get studies from 2024, 22, 20. I saw one from 17, 18. So all kinds of studies in here that you can go through and check these out. So let's just take this yerba mate berry. This is the alternative that they're saying is good. Let's click on that. It's organic, no saturated fat, which, is keto carnivore. You actually want saturated fat. It does have sugar. They're saying low sugar, and so it must be good if it's low. Sodium, calories, 15 calories. So anyways, the one thing I was most curious about, and I'm going to have to, I think, disconnect or stop sharing for a moment here, because what I really wanted to do, because this is still, I'm going to not call it a vice at this point, but I would stop and buy this Jack Link's beef stick. Occasionally I'll get the Slim Jim. And everybody that's in this keto carnivore space, they're saying don't buy prepackaged food because it's bad for you. So the beef stick I bought because it's carnivore. But let's stop sharing for a moment. I'm going to scan both these in and see if this is a good choice, because this will be my lunch substitution from time to time. Wow. Let's scan this other one. Wow. I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Okay, I'm shocked at what I just scanned in here. Okay, here we go. I did the Slim Jim and the Jack Links, and both of these it's saying bad. Let's open up the Slim Jim first. 3 risky additives. Okay, first, before we go there, look at this. Saturated fat. Too fatty, 4 grams. I suppose it depends. I mean, saturated fat we want, I guess it depends. There could be some bad saturated fat, I guess. I'm not as educated in that kind of stuff. A lot of salt. Let's see what these additives are. More info on the additives. Sodium nitrate, high risk. So I've heard Dr. Berry argue that nitrates are not bad. I'm not sure I buy that, but it says this preservative, when combined with meat, can contribute to the formation of nitrosamines, a compound of which some are classified as probably carcinogenic to humans and genotoxic. In 2022, ANSES recommended limiting the use of nitrate additives in food due to their carcinogenic potential. That tells me they're not sure if it's carcinogenic or not. Again, Dr. Berry will tell you, don't worry about the nitrates. I actually kind of do. But this one's not looking as bad as what I thought it would. This is weird, though, because which one are we looking at? The Slim Jim. According to the package, this has 11 grams of protein, but this app is telling you it's only got 6. Okay. Let's go look at the Jack links. 7 additives. And, well, again, saturated fat, 10 grams, 960 milligrams of sodium, 300 calories, 13 grams of protein. So that one's accurate. The package actually says 13. 3 grams of sugar. So let's open up these additives. More info. Oh, red 3. Okay. And then again, sodium nitrate. So actually, now I'm curious, what do they recommend for alternatives? Oh, sorry, it was right here. So they're saying Prevail is a brand that you should use. And that's, for some reason, Jacqueline isn't coming up in this list. And one last thing I want to show you before I let y'all go here. If you go to the top right here and click on that tab, it gives you some pre-populated foods like ice cream, peanut butter, granolas. So it's if you're more of a ketovore, this would come in very handy for you, I think, because like these Kind bars, cinnamon oat granola, if you click on that, it's saying it's a 90 out of 100 in their scale. So if you trust that, it's got 10 grams of sugar, which is for me a little too much. But they don't only have foods, but they have cosmetics. So you've got sunscreens, toothpaste, deodorant, body wash, all kinds of stuff, conditioners. So really cool product that you can take along with you to the grocery store, or if you're on the road and stop at a gas station because you want to get a beef stick for lunch. This is a really cool app that I can see me using, moving forward. Like the news article said, because of the Maha movement, this is getting to be a very popular app. I'd never heard about it until I read the news today. And I think it's going to be very useful for a lot of people, especially with the fact that you can send a canned response to the manufacturer and say, hey, I like this product, but if I'm going to keep buying it, you need to remove this junk out of it. And so hopefully that's going to be a good tool for these food producers to remove all the crap out of our food. Not that I'm ever going to quit the carnivore lifestyle. I'm not. But, when I'm on the road, sometimes you don't have much of a choice but to pick up some, less desirable foods. So anyways, thanks for joining us. If you have any questions or comments on this app, mention it in the comments below. If you've been using it, let the rest of us know how you like it, how often you use it, and be sure to like and subscribe, and we will talk to you all later. Thanks.